Welcome back to the show, where we dig into the juicy, behind-the-scenes stories that make Hollywood tick. Today, we're stepping back in time to one of the most beloved sitcoms of all time, The Golden Girls. We've all seen the reruns, we know the characters, we can recite the witty insults and the heartwarming moments. But what happens when a show known for its warmth and sharp humor takes a dark, uncomfortable turn? And what happens when a celebrated actress gets caught in the crossfire? We're talking about a story that has been hidden in the shadows for nearly 4 decades. An exclusive, revealing account from a Hollywood legend who, on one single day, experienced the kind of career highs and lows that most actors never see in a lifetime. We're talking about Bonnie Bartlett and the day she was booed by a live studio audience on the set of The Golden Girls, the legacy of a television icon. If you're a fan of classic television, you know the name Bonnie Bartlett. She's an absolute titan of the small screen, a character actress whose career is a masterclass in versatility and longevity for a generation. She was Grace Snyder Edwards on Little House on the Prairie, a role that showcased her gentle, maternal side and solidified her place in the hearts of viewers. Later, she would stun critics and audiences alike with her portrayal of Ellen Craig on the acclaimed medical drama St. Elsewhere, a role so powerful and nuanced that it earned her not one, but 2 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. And for those who grew up in the 90s, she's forever etched in their minds as Leela Bolander on Boy Meets World, where she starred alongside her real-life husband, the equally legendary William Daniels, who played the iconic Mr. Feeney. Their partnership is a Hollywood fairy tale. Married for an astounding 74 years, they have not only built a life together, but also an unparalleled shared career. In 1986, they made history when they became the first married couple in 21 years to win Emmys on the same night for their work on St. Elsewhere. This is a woman who is used to applause, to accolades, to being loved by an audience. But in 1988, that all changed for one very uncomfortable day on a Hollywood soundstage. The episode, Dorothy's New Friend. The year is 1988. The Golden Girls is in its 3rd season and at the height of its popularity. The show, which premiered in 1985, had already established itself as a cultural phenomenon, celebrated for its witty writing, brilliant cast, and its groundbreaking willingness to tackle serious, often taboo topics with humor and grace. From AIDS to homosexuality, the show broke television barriers and forced audiences to confront social issues in a way no sitcom had before. The episode in question is titled Dorothy's New Friend. Bonnie Bartlett was cast as Barbara Thorndike, a snooty, highbrow author who takes an interest in Dorothy's Bornup, played by the incomparable Bea Arthur. The episode starts innocently enough. Dorothy, flattered by the attention from a successful writer, enjoys their friendship, but her roommates, Blanche Devereaux and Rose Nyland, played by the equally iconic Rue McClanahan and Betty White, are immediately turned off by Barbara's arrogance and superficiality. They see right through her facade and sense that her friendship with Dorothy is not as genuine as it seems. The show, as it so often did, sets up a premise that seems simple on the surface, but has a much deeper moral punchline. We, the audience, are meant to be a little suspicious of Barbara Thorndike. She's condescending, a bit of a know-it-all, the kind of person who uses big words to make herself feel superior. But we don't realize the true nature of her character until the episode's dramatic climax. Barbara invites the girls to a dinner at an exclusive, members-only country club. But when she meets Sophia's date, an elderly gentleman with a Jewish surname, the pleasant facade cracks. Barbara takes Dorothy aside and tells her they can't go to the club because it's restricted. She says it with a casualness that is chilling, as if it's the most normal thing in the world. And in a powerful, unforgettable moment, Dorothy, disgusted by the revelation of Barbara's bigotry, throws her out of the house with a withering verbal assault. For the audience at home, it was a classic Golden Girls moment, a sharp, poignant takedown of prejudice delivered with the show's signature wit and moral clarity. But for Bonnie Bartlett and everyone on set, it was a very different experience. The troubled taping and the audience's reaction. Bartlett, who is now 96, recalls that when she first took the part, she didn't think too much of it. She saw it as just another acting challenge, another role to sink her teeth into. But the reality of the scene hit home when they began rehearsing. The actress reveals a shocking detail. They went through 3 different actors for the role of Sophia's date, because the first to quit. They were day players, actors just there for a single day's work. But they were so offended by the scene, by the anti-Semitic dialogue and the premise of the episode, that they walked off the set. This was not a pre-planned dramatic moment, it was a real-life protest, Bartlett says. And then that's when I realized that the two old gentlemen gave up a day's work because they were offended by the scene. It was a sobering moment for her, a stark reminder of the gravity of the subject matter she was portraying. The words weren't just lines. They were a reflection of a real and painful prejudice that existed in the world, and if the cast was a bit unnerved, the live studio audience was in full-on rebellion. Bonnie Bartlett talks about the curtain call at the end of the taping, the part of the show where the actors take their bows, and the audience gets to show their appreciation. This is a tradition in multi-camera sitcoms, a way for the audience to connect with the cast and cheer for their favorite actors, but for Bartlett, it became a moment of public judgment. She says, "When I came out before the show, there was applause." She was recognized as Ellen Craig, the beloved character she played on St. Elsewhere. But when she came out after the show to take her final bow as Barbara Thorndike, the audience booed her. They didn't see Bonnie Bartlett, the acclaimed Emmy-winning actress. They saw the bigot, the character who had just been exposed and humiliated. It was a shocking, visceral reaction that, while hurtful, also spoke to the power of her performance. She had done her job so well, had made the character so convincing, that the audience couldn't separate the actress from the role. She was the villain of the show, and they reacted accordingly. Her husband, William Daniels, who was there to support her, had a surprisingly humorous and insightful reaction. He said, "That's what you get for taking an anti-Semitic part." He saw it for what it was, a testament to her acting skill. He understood that the audience's negative reaction was not a rejection of her, but an affirmation of her talent. The lasting impact Bonnie Bartlett's story is more than just a piece of trivia from a classic sitcom. It's a powerful reminder of a time when television was evolving, when sitcoms were starting to tackle more serious, uncomfortable issues. The Golden Girls was a trailblazer. It was known for its groundbreaking themes, for pushing boundaries, for talking about things like AIDS, gay rights, and in this case, prejudice. And in doing so, it forced its actors and its audience to confront some of the darkest aspects of human nature. In the nearly 40 years since the episode aired, the role has followed her. She says that people will approach her on the street or at fan conventions with her husband and call out Barbara Thorndike. She was so surprised by it at first that she didn't even know what they were talking about, which is a testament to how long ago the episode aired. But the memory of the character was so strong for so many people that it has remained in the cultural consciousness. She reveals that for a time, there was even a fan page or a section on the internet dedicated to the character. It's a testament to how impactful the episode and her performance were. So much so that it has become an infamous part of her legacy. Her approach to the character was inspired by her mother, who could give you a nice smile while putting you down. It was a nuanced approach that made the character even more insidious, even more real. And the audience, in their visceral reaction, proved that she had succeeded completely. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us for this fascinating glimpse behind the curtains of a television classic. Until next time, remember that sometimes the stories behind the scenes are even more compelling than the ones on the screen. Goodbye for now.